The sight of their comrade turning to dust sends the remaining pirate captains into a panic. The leader in the red coat quickly rallies the survivors, shouting that although they lost an ally, they can still win if they coordinate their attacks. They try to reassure themselves that even if Lu Sheng wields a high-level cosmic law, his power is still developing and he cannot be completely invincible. Refusing to retreat, the 4 remaining pirate commanders pool their strength for a synchronized charge. They launch themselves forward to overwhelm Lu Sheng, hoping that their sheer numbers can crush a mere level 12 fighter. Lu Sheng is entirely unimpressed by their desperate attempt. He does not even blink as they rush toward him, while the 5 million immortal cells inside his body vibrate in perfect harmony, ready to unleash an overwhelming show of force. He unleashes a wave of power so massive that his previous attacks seem insignificant by comparison. This energy goes far beyond the simple power of a star, manifesting as a pure, dominant force that warps the very space around them. Revealing the first realm of his extreme sun law, he prepares to execute his ultimate move, summoning an all-encompassing solar light to purge the cosmos of his enemies. The blinding flash of heat completely vaporizes their hopes of victory. The pirates scream in agony, unable to withstand the intense brilliance before the solar blast swallows them whole. Within moments, the entire pirate vanguard is reduced to scorched ashes, drifting silently in the vacuum of space. Lu Sheng calmly dismisses the threat, recognizing that with his current level of power, even these feared commanders are nothing more than small fish. He turns his gaze toward the far reaches of the galaxy, his eyes reflecting the vast, quiet cosmos before him. Looking toward his ultimate destination at the hunting bow of hope, he quietly hopes that the stronger enemies waiting there can actually give him a decent challenge. On the bridge of the Star Spirit Flower, the crew watches the display monitors in stunned silence. The incredible scale of Lu Sheng's power leaves everyone on the vessel completely paralyzed, unable to pull their eyes away from the live feed. Zi Yangshan falls to her knees, her hand trembling as she tries to comprehend the effortless slaughter. She stammers that Lu Sheng is taking down level 13 powerhouses as if he were simply cutting grass. Hai Jiadao is moved to tears by the spectacle. Looking at the screen with deep reverence, he weeps as he acknowledges that they have just witnessed a god in action. Beside him, Wu Tian feels his entire life's work crumble, muttering that he must have practiced fake martial arts and hoping he is still asleep. Babuluo tells him to shut up, though he admits he also wishes it were a dream because the reality is too difficult to accept. Masha hangs her head, her previous arrogance completely shattered. She questions how a genius of this incredible caliber could possibly exist in their world. She realizes just how vast the universe really is, especially since Lu Sheng accomplished this absolute victory without even reaching level 13 yet. Watching the display, Turing reflects on their journey together. He recalls his constant efforts to stay on Lu Sheng's good side and build a friendship, knowing his peer was exceptionally talented. The young elf clenches his fist, remembering how Lu Sheng easily defeated their master with a single strike during training. Even after witnessing that power, Turing had secretly held onto a shred of ambition to eventually catch up and surpass his rival. But seeing this cosmic display, those hopes instantly crumble. Turing drops to his knees, accepting that he was far too naive and realizing he can no longer even see the shadow of Lu Sheng's back. Breaking the silence, Hai Jiadao commands the crew to immediately clean up the battlefield so they can resume their trip as soon as possible. He notes that this conflict has already delayed their journey for far too long. Looking at the monitor showing the lingering trace of Lu Sheng's power, the veteran master adds that they cannot afford to waste their savior's valuable time on the road. Zai Yanshan quickly nods in agreement, her mind already racing with new plans. The merchant representative realizes she has just found her ultimate target. She thinks to herself that Lu Sheng is, unquestionably, the most worthy investment candidate she will ever encounter in her entire life. In his luxurious cabin on the Star Spirit Flower, Lu Sheng relaxes on his couch. Reflecting on his recent breakthrough, he mentally catalogs the changes his body has undergone. Sipping his warm drink, he notes that his path of the star has successfully ascended into an extreme sunseed. This evolution has also modified his passive cultivation method, making it far more efficient. He takes a slow, steady breath. His 5 million immortal cells, now transformed into extreme sun seeds, react instantly to every breath he takes. As the ship travels through space, Lu Sheng's new cells act like cosmic magnets, siphoning all scattered radiation within hundreds of thousands of kilometers to continuously nourish and strengthen his core. Setting his cup down, he notes that his new passive cultivation speed is remarkably fast. With this constant influx of energy, the path to level 13 is wide open. He observes his internal fiery energy pathways, noting that reaching the next level will happen naturally as long as he keeps accumulating power. However, he quickly dismisses this progress, finding the natural rate still far too slow for his liking. He understands that despite his godlike progress, the one resource he cannot afford to waste is time. He remembers the ever-looming threat of the dark side universe's master, which creeps closer with each passing day. He has no time to relax. He shakes his head in regret, realizing he should have held back just a bit during his last attack. While vaporizing the space pirates was satisfying, his strike turned them and all their belongings into fine dust, leaving nothing behind. He laments that if he had killed them normally, those level 13 pirate commanders would have yielded a heavy hoard of valuable treasures and resources. Grabbing his tea kettle, Lu Sheng calculates that acquiring their wealth would have significantly cut down his cultivation time. He humorously wishes he had already mastered the law of time reversal so he could undo his overkill and loot their corpses. While he pours his drink and lets his mind wander, his desk console suddenly lights up. A flood of blue notification screens begins to pop up, signaling multiple urgent visitor requests. He glances at the screens in mild surprise, noting that a crowd of people is suddenly desperate to get in contact with him. One message stands out among the rest. It is a direct pitch from Ziyangchen, openly stating her desire to make a major financial investment in him. Lu Sheng ponders the offer, considering the benefits of having a wealthy merchant sponsor backing his path.